Learners, today I am going to show you how to take your graphic organizer and plug it in to a nice cohesive draft of your opinion essay. Okay, so I have my graphic organizer here on the left and my blank document. I just opened a new document on the right. I started with my name and the date. And with our graphic organizer, we start with our introduction, or with an essay. We start with our introduction, and in our introduction we have an attention grabber, a thesis, and we combine both of those into a nice paragraph. So I'll start with my attention grabber. With my attention grabber, we have learned a couple different ways. I think today I'm going to start with a question. So, my opinion today is that I feel that kids are spending too much time on electric devices or electronic devices, that it's beginning to change how kids view the world. So, okay, so I'll start here with my introduction, and I'm going to ask a question. So I'm going to put, do you have a cell phone? Oh, or I might say an old cell phone. Do you have an old cell phone or iPad at home? Question mark. I feel that kids are spending so much time on electronic devices that it's beginning to change how kids view the world, because more kids are having to participate in learning online because of the pandemic right now. Another reason is because, and so I just did my first reason here. I highlight that was my first reason. Okay, so then I'm going to go down to my second reason here. My second reason, I think kids are spending too much time is, they're getting phones at a much younger age. I think many is because kids are getting electronic phones at a much younger age, and I'll say, and lastly, that the word lastly is a transition we can use here, transitions to use in the body of your writing. Okay, I'm going to pull that into my introduction. And lastly, the amount of time kids are on electronic devices and social media changes their brains. Okay, so I'm going to go back and reread my introduction to make sure that it makes sense. Do you have an old cell phone or iPad at home? I feel that kids are spending too much time on electronic devices, that it's beginning to change how kids view the world because more kids are having to participate in e-learning online because of the pandemic. Another reason is because kids are getting phones at a much younger age. And lastly, the amount of time kids are on electronic devices and social media changes their brains. Okay, so I think I might go back and change some things here, but I just wanted to show you that in my introduction, I used complete sentences. I took my reasons, okay, here, and my reason here, and my reason here, and included it with my attention getter and my thesis into an introduction. Okay, in the second part, and then I'll start a new paragraph. So in my first paragraph here, I'm going to go down and hit my tab button. We might hit my tab button here. When you hit the tab button, it helps what we call indents your paragraph, so it makes it a little bit neater. Okay, so in my first paragraph, I'm going to take my reason and my two pieces of evidence and put them in my first paragraph. Okay, so let's see here. Okay, so I will put my first reasons. First of all, I might say, first of all, more kids are having to participate in e-learning because of the current pandemic. Pandemic. Okay, and then I used for example. Okay, that is one of the transition words that we can use in the body of our writing. I put up here, for example. Okay, in my second paragraph, when I start talking about kids are getting phones at a much younger age, I might use another reason and then continue my writing. Okay, so this helps create a very nice flow when you're writing an essay. You have your introduction, which is up at the top, okay? Then your first paragraph is the first reason plus your evidence. Your second paragraph will be your second reason and those pieces of evidence. The third paragraph will be your third reason and your evidence. And then the fourth paragraph, it's actually the fifth paragraph. The fifth paragraph will be your conclusion. Okay, and in your conclusion, you will have your thesis statement, and then you can ask another question, like, has this changed your mind about being on technology so much? Happy writing!